Hello everyone, Mayor Buckley here. Wanted to give you an update again on our progress through this national emergency. It is Sunday, March the 29th, about 6:30 p.m. We're in the mayor's office here at City Hall. And I want to go through the first part of this to update you on closings and meetings that have been canceled. And then we'll take a little break and we'll come back with some more information for everyone. First of all, the Senior Citizen Center still remains closed. It's probably going to stay closed until at least April the 18th. I'm not really sure yet. We just have to see how all this plays out. The Hornet Park Community Center remains closed. However, they will provide meals and food on Wednesdays between 4:30 and 6:30, but that will be out in the parking lot. The park system is open. You can utilize the parks, but as part of Governor Holcomb's order, the playground areas at Chalice Park and Hilltop Shelter and Sarah T. Bolden Park, those areas are closed to the public. So, and that will be in effect until the governor lifts the order that he has put in place. City Hall is closed to the public. The staff reports on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. The building is completely closed on Fridays. So we're going to work off of that schedule through at least December the 18th. And if it changes, I will let you know. April 18th. December is a little, little too much. April the 18th. I apologize for that. The police department is working off modified schedules. The detectives are working from home. The administrative staff is working from home. The road officers are still reporting daily, and they're doing a wonderful job on our behalf. So I'm going to meet again with the chief this week. We had a meeting towards the end of last week to go through some things, and we're probably going to modify our schedule, and I'll talk about that more in a minute. The fire department is the department that has made some big changes. But I think the fire department is the department that is most at risk for an exposure. So what we're doing with the fire department is every other day, one of the stations is out of service. The firemen and the civilian paramedics are now on a schedule of 24 hours on, 72 hours off. They used to work 24 on and 48 off, but we've expanded it for 72 hours. That way, it gives them another day of rehab in case they are exposed to something. Plus, it cuts down on our overtime, and it reduces the risk of contamination to our equipment. These men and women are running like they've never ran before, and it's scary. But we want to do what we can to protect all of our employees. But the fire department is the department that has made the big change in how they normally operate. And the Department of Public Works has changed their schedule as well. We don't pick up trash on Mondays, so the Department of Public Works is closed on Mondays. The Department of Public Works works a modified schedule on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. They will come in and they will pick up their trash routes, and then once they are done, then they are released to go home. That way they have minimal exposure risk, and I think it's good that we do that for them. Those people out there at DPW, they're getting their gear gets changed, their protective gear gets changed every single day. So those are some of the updates on departments and where we're at with local government. Now, there are some meetings that we generally have in April that aren't going to happen. Generally, the Department of Metropolitan Development meets. That meeting has been postponed. We do not have anything on the local BZA agenda, so there will be no BZA meeting for April. The Alcoholic Beverage Commission has postponed their April meeting, so there will be no meeting of the ABC. The Board of Sanitation, Board of Works, and City Council meeting for Monday, April the 6th has been postponed. That's due in part to Governor Holcomb's emergency order that he put into place last week. It'll be a week ago tomorrow that he's put the order in place. The order ends April the 7th, so we'll see what he does after the 7th. The Board of Sanitation and the Board of Works will meet on Thursday, April the 9th at 2 p.m. in City Hall. The meeting will not be open to the public, but Tim will stream it live so that you can view it. So that's where we're going to go. We have to continue to operate the city. We have to pay claims, and there's some business that the city has to take care of. So we're going to need to meet, and we will practice social distancing, and we'll go ahead and have that meeting. So I'll take a short break, and I'll come back, and I want to talk to you about some project updates, and I want to talk to you about the executive order that I issued and then I rescinded. So we'll be right back.
4, 3, 2, 1, go.
We're back, and I wanted to update you on some city business that is taking place alongside of this emergency. A week ago Friday, I issued an executive order laying out plans for the police and fire department. When the governor came out with an executive order and the mayor of Indianapolis came out with an executive order, that kind of ex-nayed my order that I issued, so I revoked it. A mayor cannot issue an order that is less than what the governor orders. In this case, it was. Plus, the county government, Marion County government, which is the city of Indianapolis, takes precedent over local mayors in issuing orders. So his order, the order that Mayor Hawkshead issued, supersedes anything that I can order. So in effect, me issuing any order is not conceivable because I couldn't enforce it if I wanted to. So I revoked it, and I support the governor, and I want to see everybody do well. So we're going to go off of Governor Holcomb's lead, and we hope that soon this will end. I want to pass on to you, in case you get a robocall or you get an email or a message, and I just wanted to let you know that the city has not given anybody any approval to solicit funds on our behalf. We haven't given anybody any permission to sell any product, any so-called cure on our behalf. There's no cure. And when the scientists come up with one, then they will announce it. But none of those things are true. And please don't become a victim of a scam As bad as this emergency is, people will still try to take advantage of you. So please, I just hang up the phone. I haven't had any at my house, but if I do, I just hang up the phone. Also, there's some things going on in the city that I want to make sure that you help us with. Number one is, about 3 or 4 weeks ago, you should have gotten one of these in the mail. It's our street sweeping schedule. Please take a look at this, because street sweeping begins on April the 6th. And we encourage you to go out in your neighborhood by yourself and pick up trash. We want to have a clean city, and the less trash that's laying around, the better off we are. So this starts April the 6th, and it goes through September. So please follow this schedule, and when it's your day for your street to get clean, please move your car to where they can go right along the curb to clean your street. Beginning tomorrow, March the 30th, the intersection of Edgewood Avenue and 5 Points, that's a little bit southeast of Beech Grove, that intersection is going to close, and that will be closed somewhere between 60 and 90 days for the construction of a roundabout. We've already got Thompson Road and Sherman closed over by Roncalli High School for the construction of a roundabout there as well. Now, I've been talking to you a long time about Churchman Bypass and Arlington Avenue roundabout that we're going to do. That was slated to begin around Memorial Day. However, NDOT and the contractor, Reith Riley, have decided it's going to be okay if Reith Riley begins that project sooner. So we haven't got a definite date yet, but I suspect somewhere around April the 13th, that intersection is going to be closed for a considerable amount of time, at least 75 to 100 days. So I wanted to let you know that, because it sure does restrict trying to maneuver around all of these intersections being closed. But at the end of the day, it'll be a very nice investment. You may notice that over here by the old St. Francis property at 16th and Albany, there's several barrels going that have been placed there. There's 2 projects that are getting ready to start. Number one is Franciscan Alliance is going to redo the parking lot in front of the old medical building parking garage. So pretty soon you're going to see that entrance blocked off and the turn lane blocked off to get into that property. They are going to make some improvements there. And then the next block down at 16th and Albany, on the north side, you'll see barrels there, but they are going to begin the process of constructing the trailhead for the Franciscan Trail property there. So we're excited about that. It's been in the works for a long time, and it's getting ready to begin. One of the reasons we're meeting as a Board of Works is we have, on April the 9th, we have to award a bid for, or open bids for paving. It's very essential that we continue to pave roads. The state, through the Community Crossings Grant Program, we hope by sometime in April will award us over $330,000 to be placed in paving roads. So we want to start that process, and hopefully we'll get some good news from NDOT. We we are going to award a bid to fix some more drainage problems through the city of Beech Grove. These projects have been identified in between 7th and 5th Street on Buffalo, and on Killian Drive, between Killian Drive and South 9th Avenue. We have some really major flooding problems down there, and we've been working on these projects for 2 or 3 years, and we're starting to make some headway, but it's going to take about 2 or 3 more big projects to finally get that area to where it's draining properly. And we just finished up a emergency situation over in the 300 block of Bethel, and it affected Pullman Creek that runs through there between Bethel, Subway, and Emerson Avenue. Water was not flowing properly, and it caused the water to back up, and it almost compromised the railroad line servicing Jones Chemical, and that constituted an emergency for us. So last week, our friends at Eagle Valley, along with Phil and Brad from Public Works, wonderful job of finding out what was the obstruction over there, digging the obstruction up, and getting the water to flow properly. So now, just before I come to the office tonight, I went over there and I checked that, and there is no water anywhere. So this is a major improvement, safety improvement for that area, and it resulting in no more flooding in that area. So I want to take another break. I want to come back and I want to talk to you about sewer bills, and then I want to wrap this conversation up. So we'll be right back. All right, we're back for the final segment. And before I talk about the national emergency that's on all of our minds, to the citizens of Beech Grove, I want you to know that if you're not aware already, when you receive your sewer bill, there will be an adjustment for trash collection and the treatment of wastewater. Since 2013 was the last increase for trash pickup. We went from $10 to $15. From 2013 to 2020, which was 7 years, the cost to treat trash has went up almost 30%. So we're now at the point where we have to start adjusting our rates. So you will see a $2 increase on your trash bill. Your sewage works bill will show $17 for your trash pickup. For single and double family dwellings, you will see on your sewer bill, your wastewater treatment charge has went from $26.66 to $32.66, a $6 increase. And the reason for that increase is to absorb the increased cost to treat wastewater. This is something that this city is going to have to do for the next 5 years. They're going to have to make these adjustments to offset the rising cost to treat wastewater. So a total increase of $8 on your sanitary sewer bill. This is unfortunate, but I don't see where the city has any choice. The council made a tough decision, but at the end of the day, they made the right decision. And I support what they've done, and I'm a ratepayer too, and we have to make these adjustments to stay solvent in this business. Now, another thing is, I ask during this time period that you don't bring your bill inside of City Hall. Please either pay your bill online, send it in the mail, or drop it off in the night box. We are doing whatever we can to minimize exposures to the people that work in this building. So if you could help us with that in this billing cycle and the next billing cycle, we will greatly appreciate it. And I want to close out tonight talking about the COVID-19 virus. we've heard everyone talk about social distancing of 6 feet and not being in large crowds of over 10. I agree with that. I'm listening to the same things that you are. Also, if you are over the age of 60, but we're finding out now that age really doesn't matter anymore. It affects every single human being. But if you have a chronic health condition, or you consider yourself in poor health, we ask that you stay inside. That could be the best thing for everybody involved. We have heard the scientists say for the last 2 or 3 weeks about the curve that's coming. Well, they're saying that this curve will start to go upwards within the next 10 days to 2 weeks. We really have to be on our guard and protect ourselves. Pay attention to what's going on and only go out when you have to go out. We want to get through this. We're going to have to do some more modifications of the services that we provide to protect our employees through this time period. And when the curve reaches its peak, the faster it does and the better off we are, then we can get back to what we would consider a normal routine. So, and I'm so looking forward to that. But this next 10 days to 2 weeks is going to be extremely critical in the welfare of all of us. We're all in this together, and it affects every single one of us, and we have to do our part to protect ourselves. So I'll be back probably this time next week and give you another update. If you have any questions, you can certainly call City Hall at 803-9111, or you can reach out to us at the Mayor's Call Center. So that's it for this evening. Have a great evening, everybody. Thank you so much.